Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wicked Art. It's Wicked here, and today I thought I'd do something a little different. I'm going to give my a little bit of a review of episode 5 of X-Men 97. I've really been enjoying this show, so if you haven't watched it and you're a fan of the old show, I strongly suggest you check it out. The animation's like way better as far as like the action sequences and the story. Personally, in my opinion, I feel leans a little bit more on the adult side, especially with some of the action stuff. I mean, there's actually like blood and violence in it. It's not like anime gore, but it's in there. But just before I go any further, just to give you fair warning, it's spoilers. So if you have not seen episode 5 of X-Men 97, just turn the volume off and you can just watch the time lapse and enjoy it if you want to not get spoiled. But I'm going to go ahead and dive in. So basically, in this episode, the island of Genosha is finally getting some their acceptance into the UN and their own sovereign nation as a nation of mutants. So they invite Magneto and to come to a special gala for it, and he brings along Rogue and Gambit, and there's this drama that's going on between Gambit and Rogue and Magneto because they're in a kind of real cross relationship here of trying. She's trying to decide who she wants to be with because she can actually touch Magneto. And there's some side stuff going on with the Cyclops and the whole Madeline Pryor arc. She gave birth to Nathan Summers or Cable, Madeline Pryor did, and then come to find out Jean shows up, and it's all confusing for Scott because he doesn't know what's going on. And they've done an excellent job with Cyclops, making him more than just a guy who shoots laser beams. With some of his action sequences are cool and making him into the leader that he really is. So the story has just been stellar. But anyway, and when they head over to Genosha, there, Gambit and Rogue come with, and as soon as they get there, they met with the leader of the UN for Mutant Affairs and Moira McTaggart, um, and some members of the Hellfire Club, along with Emma Frost and Sebastian Shaw. And then Nightcrawler shows up. My favorite mutant shows up, and it was great seeing him. And he's hanging out with Rogue and them. And you start seeing the kind of life that they're having on this island with all the freedom that they're having, and little festivals in the street and stuff like that. And Nightcrawler trying to give Gambit some advice of how to approach his relationship with Rogue, and then Gambit, being the cool guy that he is, he just plays it off. And I really like this episode because Gambit in the old cartoon, he was great. He was still a cool character, especially in the comics. I loved him in the comics. I feel like the show didn't really give him his just deserves of what he's capable of, the kind of person he is, and things like that. And this show really highlights Gambit in it, as far as the type of person he is and stuff like that. So when they get to the gala, they have just before the night of it, uh, Magneto's meeting with Emma Frost and them. It's almost like the Hellfire Gala from the comics, which happened in the 2000s, but for the show's sake, they're making it kind of part of that. And he ends up getting offered a position to be like the representative of Genosha. And there's a lot of cool statements in there, as far as, the world of view on mutants. Back at the mansion, Cyclops is being interviewed on what it's like to be a mutant and stuff like that. And, he gets real upset when they were asked about why he lied about his child being born. And he was just frustrated with the fact that, they seem like they have to every day prove themselves to humanity as that they're not bad, and that if it wasn't for people like him and the X-Men who are nice and kind, the humans would already be dead. Mutants, if they were all truly evil, would have just wiped them out because they're so powerful. And that's why he's saying that's how we're not alike, is where humans are trying to kill us every day. We would have wiped you out already. And then back on Genosha, Nightcrawler and Gambit and Rogue are trying taking in the streets a little bit of Genosha. People are having a little celebration for their acceptance as a sovereign nation. There's little festivals, and there's a lot of cool cameos in there. There's like Dazzler, Exodus, all these other characters in the street just kind of celebrating. Um, and later that night, after that meeting that they have with Magneto, he asked Rogue to be her queen, for lack of a better word, to be a representative alongside Magneto, and she's just not real sure if she wants to do that. Um, so she goes to have a talk with Gambit, just kind of explaining, her relationship with him, even though he's kind of already knew that was kind of going on. And he just basically tells her, hey, I'm still your friend. I mean, I'd be happy with it or whatever, but maybe that's all we're meant to be. And so Gambit goes and gets dressed. Well, he's already dressed in like a tuxedo or whatever, but he goes down there. There's this party, like a ball type thing going on. All this music's playing, and Rogue shows up, and she's wearing this outfit, and Magneto kind of just pushes everyone aside to go have this intense little dance sequence with Rogue, and she goes in to kiss him, and realizes that, hey, I don't really like you. Some things are deeper than skin. So the fact that I can touch you is not really reason enough to be with you, and she kind of decides she wants to be with Gambit. And at that time, Madeline Pryor, who's the clone of Jean Grey, goes outside and she hears Cable. Cable's running up. He's like, y'all got to turn the music off. Turn off the music. And the way they were playing this music was really cool because it just started slowly fading into something slow. A lot of the techno beat was dropping where it was just softer, and you just know something's about to go down. And, Cable's just like, hey, look out. You guys have to get out of here now. He's coming. He's coming. And he runs into Madeline Pryor and he's like, I'm sorry, says, calls her name out. He's like, Mom, and she recognizes who he is from his eyes, and his little computer goes off saying body slide by one. He's like, no, I'm too late. I don't have enough time. He's like, I'm sorry, Mom. And he just gets sucked back into the future. And then immediately after that, she's like, sorry for what? This big green burst of energy just blows up the entire place that they're at, killing hundreds of mutants. And the really cool scene just kind of cuts from the chaos from Rogue's point of view, where she wakes up. So her, Magneto, and Gambit go to try to help others, and during the whole process, this giant Tri Sentinel is just. If you've ever read the comics, it's from the section called E for Extinction, and they just, which is Cassandra Nova, but I don't think she's the villain, and I'll get to that in a minute. But this Tri Sentinel is just obliterating everybody, and then it almost kills Rogue and Magneto. But Nightcrawler, my boy, jumps in and saves him right away, but he gets burnt a little bit. Luckily, he's still alive, but badly injured. And then Gambit and Rogue go off to try to help others. And in the meantime, Magneto's in this cool battle with it, and he gets overwhelmed. He's trying to protect the Morlocks, and realizing that he can't hold it off any longer, um, you know, he just gets engulfed in this energy blast while saving Rogue and Gambit from the incident as well. And uh, Gambit, Rogue gets mad after Magneto's apparent death, and I say apparent because I don't think he's dead. Um, but he gets up and saves Rogue from taking a full blast to the face because she's just enraged and flying at this thing. And then Gambit goes to take it on by himself, and the jumps at. He's like, the cards are always in my favor, and he jumps up. He gets stabbed in the side, and the blood's coming out, and he just kind of smiles after it says, mutant threat eliminated, and he's just like, the name's Gambit, mon ami. Remember it, just like he used to say all the time in the cartoon, in the comics, things like that. It was a great callback. And then because it's inside him, he's able to charge the whole Sentinel up and just completely destroy it. And it just explodes. And then after that, you kind of see the aftermath. The mutants at the X Mansion, they're all in shock, and they go there, and Rogue's just sitting over the top of Gambit, just crying, saying, I can't feel you. She's finally able to touch his skin, but he's dead. And I think Gambit's gone for good. I think Nightcrawler's going to end up taking his place based on some of the trailers I've seen. Other than that, back to the villain, I don't think it's Cassandra Nova. I think it's going to be Bastion. He plays a role in Cable's future, too. And Bastion is like the human form of Nimrod, like Nimrod and Master Mold kind of taking a human form. And he's one heck of a villain. And it's going to be, a big to do when he does finally show up. I really love the way this show is going, and that is why I decided to draw Gambit. It was kind of a memorial to him getting to go out like a bad A and just finally getting his due, showing what kind of a member of the team he actually is. So, yeah, other than that, it's really a good show. You really should check it out if you like me doing stuff like this, drawing things in reference to the stuff that I'm watching. Let me know down in the comments. I'll keep doing stuff like that. You know, whether it's a movie review, Planet of the Apes, something like that. Just let me know. Other than that, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you check out the show and let me know your thoughts on the show and what you think about it. Other than that, you know, like, subscribe if you want to see more. And thank you so much for stopping by and to check me out. Leave suggestions of other things you'd like me to do. Um, but yeah, other than that, this is a Gambit from X-Men '97, and um, like I said, it was fun working on it, and I really am loving the show. And until next time, remember to keep sketching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.